Channel Surfing at HSN. Once more, happy Sunday, fun day. I hope you were safe. I hope you enjoyed your day. And, you know, nobody's enjoying much of anything when you don't have power. Well, leave it to EcoFlow. They really are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to these portable power factories or power stations. They think of safety features. I mean, they think of battery management. They really do think of everything. They give you a 2-year warranty. They are giving you more bang for your buck and more power than we've ever done in the river. I have one of the original ones. This has twice as much power as what I own, and it's less money for this hour. So again, it's a generator basically. It's a power station. But unlike a typical generator that you would use to power a refrigerator or a light or a fan, whatever it might be, there's no gas, there's no oil, there's no outgassing of noxious or dangerous chemicals, there's no maintenance. It's a forever product. It's about the size of a car battery, so it can go wherever life's little travels take you, but this price is going away. The price is going away. So let me just show you the if purchase separately. Now remember, you can choose it with the solar panel or without the solar panel. We've got 2 colors, black, and we're calling this gray, even though it has kind of like an aqua or a mint accent. Now, if you do the solar panel, that's about a $400 value, and it's a 110-watt solar panel. Either way, EcoFlow sells this river. Again, more bang for the buck. It's been upgraded a multitude of times. It's double the power. It's the lowest price we've found. So we're taking about $100 off that retail price for this hour. It also happens to have free shipping. Now, if you do the version without the solar panel, again, it's about $100, free shipping, 30-day return policy. If you do the version with the solar panel, in which case black is your choice, the gray is already sold out, it's $160, so not that much more in flex pay when you realize even if you're without power for weeks, for months. I have a friend who's actually gonna retire and buy one of those little motorhomes, and she is dying to get her hands on this. So you always have power, but remember, this is it. This is it. Now you can do that flex pay, but you can also do 12-month VIP financing. Now there are a couple of things going on for this power hour. We are doing 12 months VIP financing. So if you do the version without the solar panel, it's a little over $41 on that HSN card. If you do the version with the solar panel, it's about $66, a little over $66 on your credit card. But if you're a new shopper or you're just getting that HSN card for the first time, you could actually do both. You could apply and buy and take $40 off, and then you could also do that VIP financing as well. So real quick, Cassandra, who was joining us on Facebook Live last hour, did have a question. Will it power a refrigerator? It will. My original river will not. Still love it. I mean, I'm not, you know, upset about the whole thing, but I'm thinking about upgrading to this because it's got more power. It's got more juice. It does more stuff. I mean, it's a forever product. So we'll show you what it will power real quickly, because I got to get Justin out here. He does such a great job. But yeah, your lights, your fans, yes, a full-size refrigerator. Even those appliances that really do suck a lot of juice, those are thirsty things, like your blender and your coffee maker. Hair dryers are really kind of notorious. You know, that's why they have those, you know, like those little surge protector outlet pluggy things. The projector, the televisions, yes, our cell phones and our routers and electric kettles and electric frying pans. And so that's just it. Whether you are going off completely off the grid, glamping, camping, or if you're someone like myself, I watched many presentations before I got this, and I use mine all the time because I rely on keeping medications at a proper temperature. A lot of us have medical devices, CPAP machines, even if it's something like a breast pump or breast milk, you wanna make sure that you're safe and you're smart. 2-year warranty and so many smart features and upgrades that only EcoFlow does for us, for this hour, for this price. So our friend Justin Smith has been doing an amazing job as always. And you know, Justin, you know, it's always so great to have you here, but I really feel like when we do these presentations, it's kind of like a public service or a public awareness campaign, because a lot of people like myself, I actually didn't really realize that a generator could be this easy or safe, because I'm from a farm family and I still remember my dad, well, they still have it. It's like, oh man, it's a scary thing. I still remember my dad, you know, trying to fire it up. He's the only one who could touch it and it would smell. And then you had all these long extension cords. This is not scary. It's smart, it's safe, it's portable. We just love everything about it, Justin.
Well, I appreciate that, Shannon. And you know what? EcoFlow is a worldwide trusted brand in the battery power generator space. And as you saw what I just did back there, I've been gone through probably about a dozen eggs today during the Today Special. But listen, most battery powered generators cannot do your heavy heat producing items like this electric frying pan back here. Most of them cannot do these items, which I'll show you here in just a second. You would normally think, well, only a gas powered generator that takes oil and gas and toxic fumes can do that. And to further that point, you know, we've all been without power before. We can all relate to being without power. Maybe it's 15 minutes. But maybe it's 15 hours or, God forbid, 15 days. We know how vulnerable and distressed that can leave us feeling. So when we do lose power, whether it be due to a natural disaster, maybe it's a pandemic grid lockdown, an ice storm lockdown like our folks in Texas just went through a few weeks ago, where the power company, because it's deregulated, they're not on the federal grid. Well, they have the power. They have the option to just shut your power down, right? So to no fault of their own, or maybe it's going hunting, camping, fishing, and realizing, I wish I had a little bit more power. Whatever your reason is, we can all relate to not having power, and we're probably not prepared with enough power, and we never know how much power we're going to need until we don't have it. So what are our options? Well, follow me here. Our options are the old school, antiquated, kind of scary, intimidating dinosaur way, right? The big, clunky gas generator that takes oil, and you got to prime the engine, you got to pull crank it. Nobody wants to go outside, because that's where you have to keep it in the middle of a storm, whether it be a winter ice storm, whether it be a hurricane, a tornado, earthquake, fire, flooding, who knows? Nobody wants to go outside and mess with that, right? Because you have to run those cables and cords through an open door, an open window. And when you lose power, guess what? You have an immense safety threat with keeping open doors and windows to run those cables and cords. So that's the old school option. More than welcome to do that. Or let's catch up to 2021 now, and we have the brand new EcoFlow River Max. This is the Generation 3. This has the same pedigree, the same lineage that the old customer pick Generation 1 and 2 that Shannon was telling us about has, although this one is twice as powerful for less money. Let me say that again. This one here is a 21st century battery-powered generator, no gas, no oil, no toxic fumes. Keep it inside, next to the bed, in the car, wherever you go in the RV. Twice as powerful, less cost. Now, this isn't one of those dinky little power banks that you see that maybe powers lights and fans and tablets and phones for a couple hours. Those are great, right? And that's cute. But this is real whole home power. This is an industrial amount of power. But while I'm at it, maybe we want that light and fan. Just so you know, this will do it. And I'm going to show you here. All I'm doing is I'm just plugging it in to the side. That is a full-on table lamp right there, just a general household table lamp. And I'm plugging them into my AC wall outlets. So look around your house right now. I'm going to plug in my fan. Anything you can plug in around your house, you can now plug into the EcoFlow River Max. Check this out. Behind the graphics here, my fan's going, but that could very simply be right behind me. You'll see over my right shoulder, that could be a 1,000-watt space heater for those of us still dealing with those ice storms, for those of us still dealing with those winter storms. You can plug all of those things in, but here's where the rubber really meets the road for so many of us. We don't want our food to spoil. Maybe we keep a lot of medicine on our fridge. We don't want that to spoil. So watch this. I can plug in 10 things at one time. It's about the size of a toaster. And listen, no noise, right? No noise, 17 pounds. I can plug in 10 things at one time. I've got that easy to read screen, but watch this. I have a full-size refrigerator here. I probably have, I don't know, $500 or $600, maybe $700 worth of groceries in there. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and plug in my, my refrigerator right into my EcoFlow River Max. Here we go. And it immediately comes on. Lights are going, fans still going, no surge in power, and I can run that fridge for 10 hours. I know that graphic you saw said about 6 hours, but that's that's continuous, right? We all know that our fridge, that condenser, it kicks on every 15 minutes or so. So that's a continuous time. But in actuality, when your condenser is kicking on and off every 15 minutes, you can power a full-size fridge for about 10 hours before you ever have to think about recharging this. So just to end what I'm saying is this is a portable, powerful, rechargeable, battery-powered generator that is a gas power equivalent, although you no longer need gas or oil or have the worry and fear of toxic fumes, because everything you need is right here, one button press, and you are off to the races and good to go to have your sense of security and peace of mind in the palm of your hand.
You are indeed, Justin, and it's so true. So once more, if you are channel surfing, welcome to HSN. We're actually the longest running shopping channel in the industry. We've been doing this for over 43 years. But your EcoFlow is also a company not only recognized and revered for what they do, but how they do it. Because there are other, what I call little portable power factories available. None of them, in my own opinion, for what it's worth, meet the standard that EcoFlow does. Now, you're gonna spend more for EcoFlow. You're gonna spend more for EcoFlow here at HSN, and especially if you're shopping elsewhere. But for this hour, or I should say for the next 45 minutes, we're doing the lowest price that we've found. We're doing the lowest price that we've had. And don't think just because it's the lowest price that we've had or the lowest price that we found, that it doesn't have power. This is double the power of the original, double the power of the original River that I own. I'm having, power station envy. I think there are so many of us out there who are upgrading today and tonight, because this hour, this is the only scheduled River Today special for the rest of the year. Most of you are gravitating toward the version with the solar panel. Listen, I know that's in the black choice only, but I'll give you an example. When we had Hurricane Irma a couple years ago here in Florida, I had a girlfriend who had just had a baby, and she was one of my friends who was without power for couple weeks, for several weeks. And just to keep the breast milk cold, you think, oh, I'll have that cooler and the ice. Well, you couldn't even get ice. I mean, let alone power. She couldn't get ice for the cooler, for, the things that really do require a specific temperature. So yeah, it's great for little and life's conveniences. I know I was kind of joking when I was saying the blow dryer at the beach, because you can. But the whole idea here is, it's one less thing that you have to worry about. It really is. I waited to get mine, and I'm certainly not exempt. Now I wonder why I waited so long. I have a house full of stuff from HSN, and Lord knows I love to shop. My house, it's like an HSN emporium. There are some purchases you regret. This is not one of them. This is not one of those purchases where you go, now why did I get that jet ski when I can only use it a couple of months in Minnesota? Why did I get those golf clubs when I really don't know how to golf, right? Why did I get those stiletto heels that I can't wear and now look at in my closet and they make my feet hurt just looking at them? This is not that purchase of regret. To me, in my own opinion, for what it's worth, you never regret doing this. But if you are considering it, I really want to encourage you to get it now before we raise the price. Now remember, we match retail. So we'll go back up to about $100 just for the version without the solar panel. But you can get it either with the solar panel, in which case black is your choice, or without the solar panel, either your choice of the gray. The gray is the one that has kind of that aquamarine or that mist, seafoam mist contrast handle, or the black. Lowest price, best value, more power, power management, things that no one else in the industry does, 2-year warranty, free shipping, which is no small undertaking, because it's a little power factory. Justin, I'm gonna defer to you, because what's interesting is you got so many great demonstrations, but as I watch you, even my producer Steve said, gosh, he's plugging a lot of stuff into there. And notice the light doesn't flicker, the TV doesn't, kind of ghost. It's not like the blender goes, and you're plugging things in. I keep saying EcoFlow is really kind of the name to beat, but they do think of those standards when they make things, and it's just an added side benefit. They give us the best price, right?
Absolutely. And I think what you mentioned there that Steve, that is saying to all of us is that he's picking up on things that I think are so important, because there aren't many out there that can compete with the level of power and safety and reliability that EcoFlow does. And so the fact that he's picking up, and we all are picking up on the fact when I'm plugging in, you know, a refrigerator, my light's not trickling. It's not some sort of trickle charge that takes 15 minutes to spool up. Everything is still operating. In fact, back here, I want to take you through some of those more big, heavy duty items, the big heat producing items. Listen, we know that a 1,000-watt electric frying pan, that's no small feat. Normally, just a couple years ago, you would need gas, a gas powered generator to operate, you know, 3/4 of the things that I have back here, including that refrigerator. So again, here's another EcoFlow River I have back here. Let's go ahead and one button press. Look at that. I'm not pouring gas. I'm not priming it. I'm not checking my oil levels. I'm not sticky pull crank and lugging around a 75-pound gas generator because, hear me, the equivalent amount of power in a gas generator, like if you go shopping right now and you look for, you know, 600, 1,800-watt surge gas generator, one, it's going to be about 5 times the cost, but two, it's also going to weigh about 5 times as much as this, only 17 pounds. So it's going to weigh about 60, 70 pounds dry without gas or oil. So moving back here, what about, I've got my hot cup of coffee going here. So I'm sure, I don't know if you can see the steam, but these are things that you might say, well, I mean, is that really in the case of emergency? For me, you know, amen. If you hear me out there and you're a big coffee drinker like me, that, yeah, I need my coffee in the morning. I need it. But, you know, there are things that we can go without and things that we can't. You know, what if we're using a blender to, you know, cook up our baby food or something like that? You know, I got my blender going here and that's full power. But what about this? What about a 65-inch television, smart flat screen TV back there? We know how much heat and energy those take. Now I can, you know, watch the news as the storm's coming. I can keep the kids entertained. We know that's probably much more important in the middle of a natural disaster than watching where the natural disaster is going. Is keeping the kids preoccupied, or maybe we're preoccupied. We take our mind off of things. But outside of the natural disasters, right, outside of the life's unknown, the uncertain times that we've had recently, is not a matter of when, but it's a matter of if. And it's a matter of, you know, what about when we get back to the fun things like the hunting, the camping, the fishing? Maybe we can go tailgating this next college football season or NFL season or something like that, right? This is going to be the perfect companion. These are going to be the perfect companion to take with you to start plugging in all of those heavy duty devices. And I'll just show you on this one here. Still have my fridge plugged in just so you guys can see. No gotcha moments. I'll unplug it. You see it goes off. I'm just plugging it right back in, goes right back on. It's not trickling. I don't hear some sort of like surge or anything like that. And again, I'm not tethered to anything but my refrigerator cord right here. I don't have any other weird, you know, plugs going on. You get this home, you take it out of the box. It's one button press and you are off to the races. Just start plugging things in as these meet the standard for any wall outlet around your house. So pick up anything around your house, start plugging it in, any of those things that you're gonna need in the middle of a disaster or wherever you think you need a little bit more power. The EcoFlow River Max is now taking the place of those big, clunky, scary, intimidating gas-powered generators in the palm of your hand. Keep it inside, keep it in your garage, those places that the gas generators are forbidden to go, especially if you live in a condo, an apartment, a townhome, something like that. You can't have one of those. So this is really your only option. You know what I'm talking about, Shannon?
Boy, do I. It's so funny because as you were doing that demonstration, I've just thought about the frustrations I've had. If I had a nickel for every time I've purchased an appliance or something, and then the cord doesn't reach, it's like, you're bringing the outlet to you. So basically, as an example, when you were plugging in that refrigerator, the outlet came to you. So next time somebody's having a backyard get together or a party or, you know, going to the picnic shelter or going to the beach, say, you know what? I'll bring the power. I'll bring the wall outlet. First of all, they're gonna go, what in the world is she talking about? You're bringing the power. Sign me up if I can get a fan on the beach. Let me just tell you. A lot of people like the heat. I'm a hothouse flower. You'll get me on that boat. You will get me on that beach if I can have a fan. I'll just tell you that right now. So yes, it's great for life's little conveniences, but it's also great for your pocketbook because remember, this is a forever purchase. So it's not something that you don't even have to worry about maintenance or gas or oil or gosh, is it emitting some kind of, you know, chemical cloud of fumes? Is it safe for me to put it here or there? It goes everywhere. When I say it goes everywhere, It goes everywhere. It is going out of inventory though. It's the only scheduled today's special. It's the lowest price that we've had. It's the lowest price that EcoFlow has had. Remember, it's about $100 off. People love it at the regular price because EcoFlow is really the brand to beat. They really are. We've got the lowest price, the only scheduled today's special, but that price does go away at midnight. Remember, you've got a couple of different choices. You choose it at the lowest price we've found and the only day that it's scheduled as a today's special now. You choose it in the black or in the gray if you're doing it without the solar panel. If you're doing it with the solar panel, then you're doing it in the black choice only because the gray is sold out. The solar panel is a $400 value on its own. And remember, that's actually 110 watts. You get free shipping, you get the lowest price, and you get it only for this hour. 30-day return policy. Yes, there is that 5-pay flex pay. Yes, there is 12-month VIP financing if you have an HSN card. We also have apply and buy. So whatever helps you to get this home tonight, don't let this be one of those coulda, woulda, shoulda. Whether it's just something as inconvenient as your electric company decide to shut down that grid for a few hours, and that's when you're trying to get ready for work. That's usually my story, because I come to work really when the rest of the world is getting ready to call it a night. You always have this at the ready, no matter what life's little mishaps may throw your way, and you have it forever. It's a forever product. So Justin, I know we're about halfway through the presentation, and we have hundreds of people who are calling. You know, the one thing about this, and we talked about this in our first hour together, people have a tendency to watch you and watch the presentations and really kind of think about it, and then they're like, yeah, you know what, I should have it. And it really is true. When you read those reviews, it is the purchase of no regrets. You never hear, well, I don't know why I bought that. Well, I don't know why I didn't, you know, why I did this. It's really, the hardest thing to do is really just get people to get it at home and have it at the ready, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a thoughtful purchase. I get it. You know, it is an investment to have in your home, but wherever you live, whether you're a homeowner or a renter or a roommate or whatever, I mean, this is one of those things that I do believe in the near future, you know, everybody should or probably will have something like this, because it's just, you know, I don't say any of the like Texas stories or my friends who live in Los Angeles. You guys know, I used to live out there, so this is how I know. They also had their power shut down in the beginning of the pandemic because their grids were overloaded from so many people working and staying at home. So I don't say those stories to say, oh, doom and gloom. I say those stories because it's just a reminder of what, you know, to always maybe expect the unexpected, you know, to always be prepared, not after the fact, maybe not in the middle of it, but, you know, to get prepared before that happens, because honestly, it's a matter of when, not if, right? So you say, oh, I'll never be touched by that, but you might, right? And who could have, if I would have fast forward, you know, taken a time machine back 12 months ago and told you how much, not to make light of the situation, but how much toilet paper you would need, you would have probably thought I had my head screwed on backwards. But listen, that was a real thing, right? So we never know how much power we can truly want or need until we're without power. It only takes one time being without power for even just a couple hours to realize I don't ever want to go through that again. And EcoFlow is making it easy. I don't have to have any extra purchase of gas and oil and yearly maintenance costs of $150 like I do with a gas generator. But I can get this home and I can press a button and activate it and start plugging stuff in like I have in my home office here. A lot of us can relate to this because maybe our spouse is taking the office, maybe our kids are homeschooling from another room. But what do you do with your office? What do you do if you're like the folks in Texas or Southern California who have had their power grid shut down on them to no fault of their own, and you still have to get your work done, or you have to shelter in place and you can't evac to a shelter, you have to make your home as comfortable as possible, and you still want internet, you still want things to be done? Well, let's start plugging things in and I'll show you. A lot of us have gotten rid of our landline phones, but let's go ahead and plug that in. Again, you'll see it come on. I'm just plugging things into the back of the EcoFlow River right here, just like I would in any wall outlet. You just plug it into the socket here. So now that's coming on. What about our high-powered LaserJet printer right here with Wi-Fi? It's a printer, copy, scan, fax, all that good stuff. So now our printer came on, but you're looking at me and you're probably thinking, okay, he's run into a roadblock because he said he only had 3 of those wall outlets on the back. I have a little life hack for all of you out there. A little cheat, if you will, a little workaround. This is just a regular surge protector, a power strip, if you will. It's a high-powered, three-prong grounded outlet. All I'm going to do is go ahead and plug that into the back here, and I'm going to extend how many of these items I can plug in. So let's get going. Here we go. Now I have a Wi-Fi router. Just because you lose power doesn't always necessarily mean you lose internet. What happens is you lose power to your router, the thing that brings the internet into your home. Well, let's get power going back to our Wi-Fi router. Watch that router I just picked up. I'm going to plug it in, and now it lights up like a Christmas tree. Now in just a couple seconds, I'm able to have internet. What about that TV you see there behind me? Let's go ahead and plug the TV in right here. Again, I'm plugging everything in live on air because I want all of you to have that sense of security and peace of mind that when you get this home, there's no gotcha moments. There's no like smoke and mirrors. Got my remote here to turn it on. Everything I'm plugging in live on air here, I'm doing because I want you to know that it's going to do everything that I say it does and everything that I'm doing live on air for you when you get it home. What about my Big Bose music system back there? Watch the front of that screen as I plug this in. You'll see it light up right there. Now it's got the time. It's all lit up. Let's put this to the side for a second and start plugging in some of these devices you see in front of me. My MacBook Pro. What about my tablet? Look at my tablet right down in front there. I'm going to go ahead and plug that into the USB port here. Now my tablet comes on. What about my heavy-duty MacBook Pro so I can get all of my work done, all of my emails? I'm going to plug that into the USB-C port. Yes, there's even a USB-C port right here. Here we go. Let's make sure this is good to go here. That should be coming on. Maybe it just shut off on me, but I promise it's on here. I'll get it to come on. You'll see it flash up here in a second. But there it is. That's my USB-C port. And now I'm able to work. I'm able to have my internet. I'm able to make my phone calls if I want. Plug in your cell phones, plug in your tablets. That's all great. But it's also going to power all of this stuff behind me, my TV, everything at the same time. And a little disclaimer, right? Obviously, I'm showing off its capabilities, its power. I'm demonstrating this product, right? I'm extending its power capabilities, not because I want to show off, but to show you of everything, all of the options to get your mind thinking of how you can use this around your house in the best of times and in the worst of times when we need it the most. But keep in mind that the more you plug in, the less charge time you will get out of this. But here's the beauty in it all. I can recharge this hundreds of thousands of times over and over and over again. And this has pass-through charging, which means I can recharge this in the wall, in my car, with that solar panel we've been talking about, while keeping all of my devices plugged in so I never have any interruption in power. So it has that UPS, that uninterrupted power source, and then I never have to worry about losing that power again. And that's just part, again, of the forward-thinking, the future-proof technology and industrial amount of power that EcoFlow is really enabling us all to have and make it really simple to not have to rely on those clunky gas-powered generators. It's an impressive lineup they have there. There's your USB ports on the front. There's your 3 AC wall outlets on the back, but I just showed you the cheat around that you can actually plug in more things. We'll plug in that 1800-watt surging frying pan you saw there. Has that extreme charge that I can go ahead and recharge this fully to 80% in as little as 1 hour. Everything's already going to come fully put together for you. Nothing, that's just showing you a diagram of it. You don't have to put anything together when you get it home. You can turn that little blinking light on the front on or off, change colors. It's going to charge that refrigerator for up to 10 hours. I know it says 3 to 6 hours, but 10 hours, that's continuous. We know our refrigerator operates on and off every 15 minutes. It's going to charge a hairdryer, power a hairdryer for almost an hour. What about a movie projector there for over 2 hours? Have a little fun in the backyard. Put up a sheet on the fence. Put up a movie projector outside. Don't feel like you got to be tethered to a house real close somewhere. Go out in the middle, have a bonfire, run a movie projector, a rice cooker. Look at all those heavy-duty items there. A rice cooker for an hour. Again, that electric frying pan for 3/4 an hour. The electric kettle if you want to make some of your fresh coffee or just heat up a kettle of water there for up to an hour. Your fun things like your drone batteries for all of you photographers, your hobbyists out there, and a phone for almost over 42 times. So again, the capabilities in this are really unremarkable. They're remarkable in what this can do. And I just really hope that you do get a chance to get it home and just see exactly what I'm talking about. If anything, get it home, put it through its paces, take advantage of that 2-year warranty that we're giving you, and get you through that hurricane season, get you through those winter storms so that you know that you have plenty of assurance and warranty to know that it'll get you through those hard times. There it is. You see it right there on the corner of your screen. It's gonna, that's the balance. That's what EcoFlow does, is they stand behind it with that 2-year warranty. And because they're so confident in the product, it just works.
Well, and to me, it's just, it's just one thing I don't have to think about. Even if you do have a traditional generator like my parents do on the farm, I mean, that's why my dad is the only one allowed to run it. Because, the thing kind of scares me and my mom, and there are whole sidebar considerations. Does it have gas? Does it have maintenance? Is it far enough away from the house? And this is no worries. It's also the lowest price that we have offered and the lowest price that we will do. It's the last and only scheduled today's special on the River. Now, the River, remember, the original one I love, but this is double the power for less money than I've spent. And even when you get this at home, I realize the crux of the presentation is talking about life's mishaps and, power outages and, sometimes the scary situations. But to be perfectly honest with you, I use mine just more for day-to-day stuff, just because the convenience of having that outlet. When I said have outlet will travel, you saw Justin kind of move that around his home, when you can take power, like a little portable power factory, when you can take the outlet to the beach, to the picnic shelter, just adjacent to the bedside. My mom's gonna have a knee surgery in a couple of weeks. My dad had a surgery, shoulder surgery in the last couple of months. And so for a while, he was sleeping in a chair. Well, guess what? He needs stuff plugged in too, but there weren't outlets right by that chair. So I guess my whole point is, yes, with EcoFlow, we talk about the safety and security and when Mother Nature is up to her tricks, but you're gonna be surprised. You're probably gonna use this a lot more than you maybe even think you will, or you might even end up being like me and use it all the time and everyday circumstances, because now you have that power wherever you want that power to be. Completely rechargeable with none of the gotcha moments. Is there gas? Is it cleared of ventilation, oil, maintenance, the whole 9 yards? It's an evergreen product, so you can always recharge it a number of different ways. And that's even if you don't do the version with the solar panel, because remember, you can plug it into a wall, you can plug it into your car. They include all the cables in terms of charging and good things like that. But if you're just plugging in a lamp or a blow dryer or your rice cooker or your coffee maker or whatever it might be, if you do the version with the solar panel though, that one, there's only the choice in the black because the gray is gone. The solar panel is 110 watts and it does have a $400 value. And once more, just speaking to Florida or my neighborhood, I had several neighbors and friends who during Hurricane Irma, they were without power for weeks. It wasn't just a couple of hours or overnight, it was for a couple of weeks. And that gets to be a little bit more than a nuisance. So to me, it's one less thing you gotta worry about. We're gonna pay to send it to you with that free shipping, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, and the lowest price that we've seen. So I hope you try it. I know it's still a considered purchase, but I will say this, and Justin, I've said it repeatedly in a lot of different ways. Listen, I got enough stuff that I have to worry about in my life. If a power outage or power or safety and security, if that's one thing that I can just kind of cross off my list, plus the idea or the aspect of fun, taking a fan to the beach on the hottest of July days. You're gonna meet more friends than you ever counted on. There are just so many reasons to grab this tonight, aren't there?
And you'll watch friends on the beach flock to you to plug in their cell phones and stuff like that as well. This is that solar panel that we've been talking about all night. This is how you can create your own self-sustaining, indefinite amount of power. Go off the grid. It just unzips. You got a little kickstand on the back of it. So that's really the technology there behind that solar panel. And I think that's very important to pick up because no longer do you ever have to rely on any wall power anywhere. You just have the solar panel. You put it out under a little bit of sun, and you are able to create your own self-sustaining, indefinite amount of power, not just for a couple hours, but for
See, the fact that Skype is...
you know what I mean? So...
It's interesting, Justin, because listen, we've learned a lot during this interesting time in history. And one thing we have learned is you can't put a price on your router or your internet speed. And even when a feed is perfect throughout most of the presentation, you never know. And I guess that's a good analogy for this, because You don't know. And that's certainly not to be alarmist. I really do say I use mine more for life's everyday conveniences than even some of Mother Nature's mishaps. But when you see Justin, and you know, he's been doing a great job all day long, you have to understand that power is just one less thing you have to worry about. And Justin, I keep going back to that because, you know, listen, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. If this is one thing I don't have to worry about, if it's just the convenience of having that blow dryer at the campground or the fan at the beach, sign me up.
I've got a blow dryer right here, Shannon, and watch. We'll take it from medium. Now let's pump it up. There's no power bank that you would ever be able to do a hair dryer with. Those are normally for things that need gas. No. EcoFlow, you can do a hair dryer. You can also do a high-powered drill. Let's go ahead and plug in my 900-watt drill. I mean, just the name in and of itself, a power drill. It takes an immense amount of power. Not that you would ever need a hair dryer and a drill at the same time, but it can do it. What about this? Look at what I'm about to pull up that's plugged in or, you know, attached to this cord here. Let's go ahead and plug this in and bring this up. Here's a 900-watt leaf blower. I gotta be careful that it doesn't blow over my lights over here. But those are the heavy-duty, you know, power tools. And not just power tools, but what about this? What about your medical equipment? What I brought to you here, let me unplug that leaf blower so that I can make room for this. But for those of us who rely on medical equipment, having power, it's a necessity. It's not a luxury. So we no longer have to sit at home and not go hunting and camping and fishing any longer. We can go out and enjoy. So I just plug this in here. Look, and you can see it just came on there. So now I have my CPAP machine. Many of you who rely on nebulizers, respirators, CPAP machines, you write in and you tell us that you keep your CPAP machine or your medical device plugged into your EcoFlow River at night, and then you keep your EcoFlow River charged into the wall so that if you lose power in the middle of the night, this will kick on in a millisecond and continue to power your medical device so you never have any troubles breathing. A lot of you have also started keeping your refrigerators plugged into this in the middle of the day so that when you leave and you go to work or you go off and exploring for the day, let me grab that so you can see it. I'll grab that cord so that when you leave and go off for the day, if you keep your refrigerator here, which is off now, plugged in, let's pretend we just lost power. Guess what? It's already going to be plugged into your EcoFlow River because it's going to kick on in a millisecond, and it's going to save all of your groceries, all of your medicine, all of those things that you need that you don't want to waste, $500, $600, $1,000 worth of groceries and medicine in there. If it only saves your groceries and medicine one time, well, then to me, it's worth that purchase price. To me, it's worth it to try it out because I really think, like you said, Shannon, it is one of those things that every household should have if they don't already have one yet. You need some sort of battery backup system. Gone are the days of relying on that old school, antiquated, gas powered generator. EcoFlow is the way. They are the industry leader. They are the worldwide trusted leader in the battery generator space. As you can tell by this one being a customer pick that doesn't come easy. And you are getting all of that power in 17 pounds, easy to read LCD screen on the front here. You got 4 USB ports, charge 10 things at the exact same time, only weigh 17 pounds. And I'll end with this. If you were to go get a gas powered equivalent that has the same amount of power this does, one, you would be spending 3 to 4 times the cost. And 2, it would weigh about 5 to 6 times as much as this did, roughly about 65 to 75 pounds without gas or oil. So it's completely portable, it's completely powerful, and it's completely, an industrial amount of power in the palm of your hand, all rechargeable, ready to go at the press of a button to give you that peace of mind and that sense of security when the times do get rough, or for the good times.
Or for the good times as well, especially for those. And we love that it's the lowest price that we are doing or will do, only scheduled today's special, lowest price that we've found anywhere. Well, Justin, I have to say, as always, you have done an amazing job. Do you get tomorrow off? Did you get time off for good behavior?
I do. I was a good presenter today. So yes, they've given me a day off.
Were. You were a very good boy. Justin, thank you as always. Continue to be safe out there, and thank you for your help tonight.
Thank you, Shannon. It's a pleasure shopping with you, everyone. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. As a reminder, remember, it's the lowest price that we've found. That price does expire at 12 midnight. Do the solar panel if you can. Then again, no matter if you've got power or not, you're recharging this. It's a forever product. We're gonna raise that price at midnight. So hopefully you can get yours, still that 30-day return policy and 12-month interest-free VIP payments, along with that free shipping. All right, well, price goes away on this today's special, but Suzanne's gonna give you a sneak peek.